When troubleshooting update installations on a Windows 7 computer, that could be new program updates, it could be new programs themselves, it could be Windows Update, you're going to get error messages telling you perhaps that there's a cryptographic error or that there's a signature verification error. When you get those kinds of messages, it's because there are two services that Windows 7 requires for the verification of files and the transfer of files in the background. They aren't working or running. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Type in services and then right click on services, but the one that looks like cogs, and then run as administrator. Okay, so here we have the main services window. I wouldn't come in here unless you're a confident user of Windows 7, by the way, because you can do a lot of damage. But we're going to look for the background intelligent transfer service. So I'm going to right click on that and go to properties. Now, the background intelligent transfer service, or BITS as it's commonly known, basically, as it says here, transfers files in the background using idle network bandwidth. Now, this is involved in updating programs and particularly updating of Windows Update itself. So what we're looking for here is the startup type. Commonly, you're going to see that it's actually on the disabled or manual if there's a problem. This should be on automatic delayed start or automatic. It doesn't matter, either or is fine. This particular one on this machine is automatic delayed start. So we're going to click OK. So what we're looking for essentially is that the status is started and it's on automatic. If you find that it's on stopped or there's just nothing in here, you're going to want to come up to here and start the service. So the start service button is grayed out. So I could stop it now, and we'll now see that there's nothing in there. So Windows Update at the moment, if it tries to run, would fail. And I'm going to restart the service. So we can see it started. But what you want to happen is for Windows automatically to start the service when it boots up. So automatic or automatic delayed start is fine in there. And the other service that I mentioned is called the Cryptographic. So we look for Cryptographic, and I'm going to select properties, and we can see that that's set to automatic as well. Now, the Cryptographic service is critical when it comes to installing Windows updates, installing new software. It's also critical for installing service packs as well, and one of the biggest support issues I see when Windows has a new service pack out is people who can't install it, and it turns out that this particular service has been disabled or has stopped for some reason. And again, startup type should be automatic. I'm just going to cancel, and again we can stop that service. So if you come along and see Cryptographic service has nothing in here, or it's set to manual or disabled in here, then you need to go and correct that. So I'm just going to restart the service now. So two simple looking services that run in the background. You should never normally have to deal with them, but if you're installing a service pack and it fails due to a cryptographic error, or perhaps a signature verification error, come and look at the Cryptographic service and come and look at the background intelligent service, or BITS as it's commonly known, and make sure that they're both started and preferably on automatic mode. Before I finish this video, it's worth mentioning that on a few occasions I've come across a problem where you have the Cryptographic service running and the BITS service running, but there's still a problem installing a service pack. And what I found was, if you come along to Cryptographic services again, it wasn't this particular service that was the issue, it was the dependency. And what I mean by that is, if you come along to the dependencies tab, now not all services have dependencies. But what I mean by that is the Cryptographic service relies on the remote procedure call, or the RPC service. It needs to be running as well. Now, if that isn't running, then it causes problems with the Cryptographic service. So you need to go and check that that's running as well. Now, I've only seen that very rarely, but it has happened. So if you're still trying to troubleshoot and the Cryptographic service is running, and so's BITS, then come and check the dependencies to make sure that whatever the cryptographic service and whatever the bit service is dependent upon, that they're running as well. So hopefully that will prove useful for you when troubleshooting installation of service packs and Windows updates and other updates to system programs. For instance, the Live Essentials series, some of those programs rely on the components of the cryptographic service to run for their updates. So this video should get you well on your way to troubleshooting those kind of problems.